everybody. So KEELDRAGGER's back in action since the engine failure issue last weekend, coming back from Catalina Island just as we were getting ready to enter LA Harbor. So I think the issue was a clogged secondary fuel filter. We'll go ahead and show you a little bit of the troubleshooting that I did. So if you're looking at any action on the water, sailing, or even motoring around, you can just click on like for this video and skip the rest of it. But so far we're still planning for KEELDRAGGERPALOOZA on June 26th and 27th in the White Cove area. So if you're able to come on out and give us a shout. We'll be monitoring on VHF channels 1.6 and 6.9er. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look here in the engine room. We're going to look at a couple of things here. The first thing we'll look at is this little vacuum gauge right here. If the primary gets clogged, you'll see this pin will show that there was suction there, which we don't have. So I'm not suspecting the primary is clogged. You know, there is a little sediment down there actually in the bottom. Is it enough? It's at the very bottom. And this was just recently changed. This is the secondary over here. So this little hose with a little barb on it is shut off. What I can do is I can pump fuel through this. I'll open up this valve, I can pump fuel, and I can see if there is any air coming out of this. So that's another thing that we can check. Now, so I look on top, I check this, it looked like that emergency shut-off valve was open. And then this right here next to one of the primary fuel water separators is an electric fuel pump. Usually that's just used for priming. Looks like it's closed at the moment. So we'll start with that just to see if there's any air in the system or anything like that. Just as I'm looking at this, I'm like, yeah, there's some sludge in the bottom of that. We'll just we'll change out the filters, and then we'll probably be pretty good to go. So what happened last Sunday? Well, you know, we had great sailing, and then the winds came up to, they're blowing 20 to 25 knots. So we didn't have any big swells, but we had a lot of these kind of sharp wind waves, chop, 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 chop. So it's a little bit of a washing machine. It was actually pretty, you know, because we had good wind, we're flying along, it was pretty comfortable, but the boat was moving around a lot. With the engine fuel tank at, you know, 30% or so, certainly more room for the fuel to slosh around and any crud or slime to get kicked up. Now let's look at the fuel gauge, and I'll see if I can do this one-handed. So 23 is a full tank of diesel. So in this tank tender, I can hold this pin down for diesel, pop that, and okay, so we're probably closer to a half tank. So we got plenty of diesel. Not worried about that. Okay, the emergency fuel's open. God damn, these valves are hard to turn. All right, I'm gonna get some pliers because that thing's a pain in the ass. Let's also get something to sit down on here. See what kind of trouble we can get into now. I'm gonna open this up a little better. Okay, that's open. Flip the switch on. pumping in here. There's sediment and shit in here. So nothing's happening that we know of. We're going to close this for a sec. Before I do anything, I'm going to close this through hole. Getting desperate now. Let's see if scrounging for whatever tool might work. Does this fit? Okay, that fits. Holy shit. Well, so having the right tool makes all the difference in the world. It's actually not very tight. Not like your mom. All right, so that's that. Let's get this down here. All right, I can't see in here well. I'll have to look at the flashlight. Doesn't matter, I'm changing it anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Diesel around the ring here is a little bit of a lubricant. Your mom doesn't need that. All right, that's hand tight. So we're good on that. Okay, now I need something for the bleed screw. So I need to get a... Now we really need to get the air bubbles out of this thing. So I didn't screw anything up. I want to stress, it's a big F. Should have some diesel pumping here. That's that. Get any air out of this that we can. So let me figure out how the hell I'm going to do that. Now I'm back to suspecting either there's a clog at the tank pickup. This thing sounds like it's just circling air. That'll slow down when it gets full of fuel. That fuel shutoff is open. That fuel shutoff is open. I think. That's not fucking pulling any fuel. So I'll flip that back on. Fuck. All right. So the pump gauge says the fuel gauge says we have diesel. Engine hours look like they should be okay, unless we were burning a lot more than I thought we burned on this boat. But I'm not picking up any diesel. So the easiest thing for me to do is go pick up a couple of jerry cans of diesel and put them in the tank. And then if I'm still not picking up diesel, at least I completely 100% ruled out not having enough gas. Okay, just to 100% eliminate the chance of not having fuel, even though I checked the fuel gauge and checked the engine hours, which maybe I was burning more gas than I thought, I put in 10 gallons of diesel. Let's hear if this slows down a little bit or changes tone. That to me sounds like it's pumping air. There's nothing. There's no tension on it. But right now I've got the bleed screw open. Okay, now there's a bypass. It could be pumping back into the tank. We're gonna try flipping one more fucking valve in this thing. Stuff gets over-engineered. And the over-engineering becomes a liability. Let's turn that off. Shut this one off now. Okay, now the pump should be... Oh, look at that. Made a different noise. I have to fill this bowl up. All right, now there's definitely shit coming into the filter. This thing's leaking now. Turn this fucking thing off. And that's on tight. Hopefully I didn't tighten it too hard.